So hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 7 of our Team Lotus F1 Manager 24 Season 2. Now if you didn't watch the last episode, we got out of debt. We've actually got $7 million in the bank account. My word, what is going on down in Norfolk? But if you didn't watch the last episode, go back and watch that. It was in Miami. Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri finished P1 and P2. It must be said, Hauger had a really strong showing on the day in P12. Fittipaldi P16 brought in that bonus sponsorship money, and I'll discuss what has happened with that in the very near future. But let's just have a quick look at the finances. 7 million, as we've stated, for this monthly balance. We've got some sponsorship plans going on as well, so that's going to increase the balance a little bit more. If we have a look at the standings, McLaren are leading the way from Red Bull at the moment, with Aston Martin in P3 and Ferrari in P4. Driver standings wise, Lando Norris leads from Max Verstappen, Piastri in P3 and Charles Leclerc in P4. Just a quick flick at the F2 drivers, as Maloney now leading the way for Trident. Constructors wise, Trident look to have the best car this season. F3 Rodin Motorsport, and Rafael Villagomez is still at the top. Now, what have we spent the money on? I hear you cry. We have got some designs happening. We have done a new underfloor. That's what we're going to focus on at the start. We are being very careful with money. All the focus is on next season, but this little upgrade should be a real positive and just boost morale a little bit within the team. We've also been scouting some drivers, namely Fernando Alonso and Kevin Magnussen are the two we've been looking at. So as we can see, as we just go to the top there, Fernando Alonso, we did offer a cheeky contract. I can't see him going for it, if I'm totally honest, but we've also had a look at like I said, Kevin Magnussen, which could be a decent option for us. But at the moment, Fittipaldi is doing okay, and it must be said, Kevin Magnussen was very good at smashing cars up when he was at Haas last. But this weekend we head to Imola in Italy. It should be a nice sunny weekend, of course. 63 laps around the Autodromo Internazionale Enzo Edino Ferrari. We have got the car attributes. Top speed, very important. We're not bad at that, to be fair. Acceleration, we're a very quick accelerating car. Medium and high speed cornering, very important. A one stop is normally the way to go. So ladies and gentlemen, we've got an upgrade being designed in Norfolk. We're in Italy. I'll get through practice and I'll see you in qualifying. Final laps in Q1 then, and both Team Lotus cars need a lap to get into Q2 because they're struggling at the moment. Hauger goes P9. He pulls these laps out of absolutely nowhere, does Hauger, and now Fittipaldi, can he do the same? He was yellow through the middle sector. Is Fittipaldi going to do enough to get out of Q1? He goes P14 provisionally. That should be enough. Both cars are through to Q2. Well, there's going to be one Team Lotus car that's definitely not in Q3, because let's have a little look at what happens here. We can see the McLaren, and he's going around that left-hander, just spins it into the wall, and Fittipaldi damages the car once again. That is going to have some big problems, and again, it's cash that we just do not need to be spending. So Fittipaldi now is going to be called in. Meanwhile, Hauger, we didn't get to catch that lap. Where is Hauger? He's on the in-lap at the moment. He's gone provisional P8. And is Hauger going to get into Q3? Porsche and Zhou don't improve, so Fittipaldi out, but Hauger into Q3. It's not been the greatest final lap for Hauger, it must be said. And one thing I ever want to note is that Fittipaldi's crash has just cost us 3.4 million in car parts. That's how upset I am with Fittipaldi. When we get to this debrief at the restaurant later on, there might be a bit of spaghetti flying about, because I'm not impressed at all with Fittipaldi. Hauger is going to get P9 on the day, so it's going to be Norris on pole position again. Leclerc will start on the front row alongside him. Carlos Sainz in P3. But my word, Fittipaldi, you have got some making up to do. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to try something very different with Fittipaldi. So Hauger's going to start on the mediums, then go on to the hards. That is Hauger, done and dusted. It is very simple indeed. We might even go light on the mediums at the start. But what we're interested in, Fittipaldi is going to be conserving tyres all the way through the Grand Prix. We're going to start on the soft compound tyre, run as long as we possibly can, then go on to the softs towards the end. It's very different for him, but P9, P13, let's see how we go.
Well, it's great to have you with us, folks, as we settle in for the weekend's Grand Prix action. And with his helmet on, that trademark smile is gone, but now's the time to focus.
This race sees them start from P22, and you know what? Maybe that gives them the incentive to just go for it.
and it'll be exciting to see just what will happen here today. This is it, the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
And away we go. And does Lando Norris get a good start? He certainly does. Leclerc as well. Sainz gets a very, very decent start. He's already alongside Charles Leclerc. We can see that the interval, Norris in P1 manages to keep it into turn 1. Is there going to be any issues? Hauger's down to P10 as we start off from P9. Lawson managed to get ahead of him at the start. Fittipaldi down to P14. Will Hauger go for a move back on Liam Lawson? He won't. He's just stuck in behind the former Lotus driver, and he reckons he got pushed wide a little bit there. Does Hauger, feeling a little bit disappointed on the radio. Meanwhile, Fittipaldi, he's already looking at making moves. He's got Piastri near him. That is not Fittipaldi's fight today. So what we're going to do is burn up the tyres a little bit for this first couple of laps, get in the DRS, and then we will start the tyre management. Right then, tyre saving mode enabled, but also overtaking mode enabled, because he gets past Liam Lawson beautifully there. Does Hauger. He's got this gaggle of cars behind him, including a very, very quick and frustrated McLaren, but Hauger will take that all day long. Hauger up into P9. He might suffer a little bit on this DRS straight. He's now just going light on the tyres. Meanwhile, Fittipaldi conserving tyres. He's in the train behind Piastri. This will suit him down to the ground. Hauger P9, P13. Sainz leads. Fastest lap of the Grand Prix. There's a lot of cars on medium tyres, but Fittipaldi's not one of them. You join us back on lap 10. Leclerc is leading from Sainz, but Fittipaldi and Hauger have not managed to keep pace with the cars in front of them. And it must be said, Hauger is really struggling to keep pace with Fittipaldi at this moment in time. It's not working for Hauger on these medium compound tyres. He does have these moments where he starts to drift off a little bit, it must be said, but Hauger really struggling to keep pace with his teammate here. He's on these medium compounded tyres, but as you can see, 0.6 of a second behind Fittipaldi, who at the moment's conserving these tyres beautifully and just keeping going. It might be interesting to see if we could possibly switch Hauger onto the softs towards the end, but Fittipaldi and Hauger in P12 and 13 respectively. We've got a crash on circuit. Fortunately, it's not a Team Lotus car, it's Yuki Tsunoda down in P17. That left-hander's caused some problems so far this weekend, and that is another one. At least he's honest about his reflection, shall we call it, that he's just had. Gasly now is struggling in front. Hauger's in P13. Fittipaldi P12. You can see these two guys going at it at the moment. I don't mind them fighting as long as they keep it clean. If they skittle each other up into the barriers, I'll be very, very unhappy at that, should I say. But as you can see, just at the moment, Fittipaldi's doing a little bit of a better job than Hauger. We've got a puncture for Yuki Tsunoda. Yuki Tsunoda is having a shocking time. Let's have a little look at what's happening here. Yuki Tsunoda has got a puncture. Can we see it? Yes, we can. That's going to slow up a couple of cars as well. Is there going to be a safety car? It doesn't look like it at the moment. Porsche is into the pits. Tsunoda's just trundling round at the moment, but Fittipaldi's just got the DRS and once again pushing away from Hauger. We've got another crash on circuit, still not bringing out a safety car. Here is Teo Porsche into the left-hander again, and it's another one spinning off into the barriers. They're getting a very much a spectacle on the bankings there around Imola. But you can see Fittipaldi still making these tyres last beautifully, as is Hauger, swapping positions nicely between them. This is what they need to do. They need to share the DRS and get up towards Gasly and Stroll, the two Aston Martins in front of them. So at the moment, still 12th and 13th. We've already had Hülkenberg running wide, but we've got Porsche and Tsunoda, who have both been in the barriers. We've got another yellow flag on circuit. There's several cars involved. Is this going to be a safety car this time around? We shall see. Let's have a little look at this incident now, because it's Lando Norris, and oh my word, this could get very interesting because we've got bike markers involved, and Lando Norris has pushed wide from a bike marker. He's got it. Has that ruined his race? We will see, but bike markers crashing into front runners? My word. And a lot of cars are starting to pit. As you can see, Sainz has just been into the pits. Also Piastri as well, out onto the hard compounder tyre Hauger and Fittipaldi both looking to be pitting in the next few laps. Fittipaldi is running very, very long at the moment. Hauger is now starting to show his dominance in the medium compounder tyre. They are working better at this moment in time. Both cars will be coming in very, very shortly. It's a long old pit lane here at IMOLA, and we were hoping that a well-timed safety car might help us, but at the moment it doesn't seem to be. 26 laps gone. First round of pit stops well underway. Into the pits on lap 29 comes Hauger. Fittipaldi's going on for one more lap. At this moment in time, he's got a Mercedes behind him as well, but Hauger is in. Are we going to get a decent pit stop onto the hard compounder tyre for Hauger? Let's have a little look at it. It's just another sub 2.5. We'll take that all day long. We've got Ocon and Sargent coming around the final corner, so it should be Hauger well out in front of these two, you would hope. He's still trundling towards the end of the pit lane. Is he going to manage to get out in front of the Williams of Ocon and Sargent? Are we going to see this? Hauger, he isn't. Hauger down to P16. Fittipaldi pitting this lap. And into the pits comes Fittipaldi on lap 30. He's made it 30 laps on a set of soft compound tyres. He deserves all the credit in the world for that stint. Does Fittipaldi as he comes in for a pit stop. Great work from them. 2.7 seconds. We'll take that all day long. Hauger. Now, where is Hauger? Just coming around the final corner. Fittipaldi already trundling his way out of the pit lane. Is he going to come out in front of his teammate? This is going to be very, very close indeed. And remember, he's on a set of medium compound tyres now. There is a Toyota. There is his teammate. Does he come out in front? No, just behind. Fittipaldi out now in P16. And once again, straight away, get the tyres up to temperature. And then it is back onto tyre saving mode. Hauger has overtaken Sargent, and it was rather easy. Got it done. Into the double left-hander, DRS enabled on the way up the straight as well. And Fittipaldi also made the move, as you can see on the medium compounder tyre. Fittipaldi and Hauger. The Team Lotus is attacking in formation at this moment in time. So the two cars now, we can look at getting a bit of fuel back as well. But P14 and P15, we're going to come back now. We've had the pit stop, so it's Verstappen leading the way from Charles Leclerc. Piastri in P3, Sainz P4. Norris obviously had to make a longer pit stop, probably because of that incident with the back marker in P5. Bottas in P6, then comes Albon, Russell, Zhou Guanyu in the Haas is in P9, but he's yet to pit. Lawson in P10. Yuki Tsunoda's day has gone from bad to worse. He's now retired. It's been a very, very poor race for the Japanese driver. But Hauger and Fittipaldi now in hot pursuit of Ocon and have both been told, use your ERS and get past this Alpine, because we could possibly charge down Stroll and Gasly. You never know here at Imola, and a late safety car would change things, but we're looking after our tyres beautifully. Esteban Ocon has been dispatched by both Team Lotus cars. Hauger got past, Fittipaldi got past, and now we are looking to be on the charge to the cars in front of Fittipaldi. Fancied a move on his teammates as well. Did he manage to make it into the first corner? He doesn't look like he did. Fittipaldi and Hauger once again have managed to catch up on the fuel, are saving the tyres, doing everything right today, these two cars. They are working as a team beautifully. We have got 23 laps to go. Verstappen still leads, but Piastri is in hot pursuit. You join us back, ladies and gentlemen, on lap 52. There has not been hardly anything to tell you about all. Verstappen and Piastri still fighting away at the sharp end. Piastri gets the RS, so he'll bomb away down this straight. I think that is Fittipaldi and Hauger, you can see in front of them, still battling away. Stroll's got an issue in front, which could be interesting if that worsens significantly. But again, both cars were just trying to share DRS at this moment in time, catch up to the two Aston Martins in front. Is it possible to get a point today? We have got 10 laps to do it, and we are just about to see. We're going to deploy with both cars on the energy to try and catch up to these Aston Martins. Lance Stroll has just had a spin. He's obviously got a fault, and Gasly was pressuring him all the way. No team orders, and my word, Pierre Gasly just says to his teammate, get out of my way, sunshine, and that has really put Fittipaldi and Hauger back into it. Hauger, sadly, has just dropped out of the DRS of his teammate. We're just going to try and push him on to get back in that. But could we possibly catch Pierre Gasly? Long way to do it in 6 laps time. Significant overtake from Enzo Fittipaldi. He was the villain at the start of the weekend in qualifying, but he's got past Lance Stroll beautifully as Enzo Fittipaldi into the first chicane. Lovely work from him. Has Hauger managed to follow him through? Not quite yet. He's trying his utmost to do it. He's really pushing to get past this Aston Martin. Can he possibly do it? Fittipaldi's still making these tyres sing at this moment in time. And he's now 9 seconds behind Gasly. If we have a retirement in front, we will get a point today, but it's a long way off at the moment. Final lap of the Grand Prix for Max Verstappen, and he is fighting all the way at this moment in time with Oscar Piastri, who is going to get the checkered flag here today. You can see Verstappen fighting all the way through that chicane. Now here comes Oscar Piastri. Can he get this done into the double left-hander? It's going to be very, very difficult for him. He will get a run up to the line, or will Max Verstappen manage to get some DRS as well? Fittipaldi is also fighting. We're going to tune back into the Hauger battle very, very shortly. Piastri will get DRS. Verstappen gets a helping of it as well and wins the Grand Prix at Imola. Here comes Hauger though. Can he possibly get Lance Stroll up to the line? He will get DRS. He pulls to the left-hand side. Go on, Hauger. Can he possibly get it? He can't just. Stroll maintains P12. It's Fittipaldi this time in P11. All these guys are lapped down, of course. But my word, we are so close to points at times. Let's get to the podium.
No doubt, Verstappen fans will be celebrating the Dutchman's achievement.
What a great way to take their third win this year. They've definitely found their form.
Verstappen particularly happy to be back on the top step of that podium. McLaren up there represented by Oscar Piastri, and Charles Leclerc, Ferrari as well up there. Max Verstappen 5 positions gained on the day. Piastri in P12, Leclerc in Piastri in P2 gaining 12 positions, I should say. Leclerc in P3, Norris in P4. Norris possibly would have won that Grand Prix if he didn't have that collision with the back marker. Sainz P5, Russell in P6, Bottas P7, Lawson P8, Albon P9, and Gasly in P10. Fittipaldi P11, the wooden spoon unfortunately, and Hauger in P13. Valiant efforts from both. We are so close to getting points, and if we're this close to getting points with a bad car, when we get a half decent car, who knows what could happen. Driver standings wise, Lando Norris is still top, but Verstappen closes the gap now. It is 15 points the difference between Norris and Verstappen. Piastri in P3 and Leclerc in P4. Fittipaldi up to P16 after that showing. Hauger in P18. They're very close to getting points, as I should say. Constructor standings wise, McLaren 276, Red Bull are second with Aston Martin in P3 and Ferrari in P4. Mercedes are starting to look a little bit more like now, but we've got to get to P5, and I've got to say we're already 70 odd points behind. It could be very, very tough to keep us jobs if we maintain not getting any points. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting closer all the time. Please do like and subscribe. I hope to see you on the next one. Ta-ra.